Welcome back, guys. So in the last video we talked about a situation in which the coefficient of restitution was given, the initial velocities were given, and we had to find the final velocity. So that was an easy video. The only thing is, the new thing was the introduction of coefficient of restitution for the problems of conservation of linear momentum. So in this problem, first of all, I have been taking examples in which all the examples were examples in which the velocities of the objects were in a single direction, whether it's horizontal or whether it's vertical. It was in a single direction. It's not whether the objects are close to each other, objects are moving away from each other. The velocities for the whole sum was either in the horizontal direction or either in the vertical direction. So in this problem, in this video, I have been taking a new example in which the velocity of the objects are not either in the horizontal direction or in the vertical direction, and the velocities of two objects are perpendicular to each other. So I will be talking about the velocities of two objects which are angular to each other in another video. So in this video I will introduce the concept in which the velocities of the two objects are perpendicular to each other. So I will take the simple example like this. I will take a mass of 2 kilograms. Mass of 2 kilograms, which is traveling at like 8 meters per second, and a mass of take 5 kilograms, which is initially traveling in this direction, horizontal vertical direction, at 10 meters per second. And we have been given that this is an inelastic collision, so the two masses travel together. So the total mass of the system will be 7 kilograms, and we have to find the velocity and the direction. So I'll take the velocity of this, which is 7 kilograms. Right? I'll take a common arbitrary velocity and a direction. So this is, I'll take v, and I'll take the angle of this is theta. Right? We don't know whether it's going in the horizontal direction or the vertical direction. But we can say that these two objects might go probably in an angular direction, because the initial velocities are not in the same direction, and the initial velocities are perpendicular to each other. So the final velocity would neither be horizontal nor would be vertical. It will be sometimes angular, sometimes it may be horizontal. So we have to calculate the value of theta and find that. And the problem is asking that to calculate the value of v and theta. So we can say, now if this is v equals theta, this final velocity of the object is v, and the angle between the final velocity and the horizontal is theta, we can decompose this velocity into the horizontal and vertical components. Because this is necessary, because now the only thing we can put here is the conservation of linear momentum, because the external forces, the total external forces on this object, on this composite, and before collision, so at the collision will be 0. So we can put the conservation of linear momentum, but this has been given as an inelastic collision, so we can't put the conservation of mechanical energy or conservation of energy, and we have not been also given the coefficient of restitution, so we can't use that as well. So the only thing we can use in this sum is the conservation of linear momentum. So to put conservation of linear momentum, if the velocities are not in the same direction, either horizontally or vertically, we have to find the velocities, the initial velocities and the final velocities in the horizontal or vertical direction. So the best thing actually to do is to decompose this velocity into a horizontal component and a vertical component. So I'll decompose this velocity. Now this is v and this is theta. This can be called v cos theta. This is v cos theta. And if this is v and this is theta, this is v sin theta. So what I am actually doing, v cos theta and v sin theta, and v are not acting on all the velocities are not acting on this object. What I have actually done is I have decomposed this velocity. So I will draw this object. I will draw this object as if the object is split into two, so that the velocity of this 7 kilograms in this direction is v cos theta, and the velocity of the 7 kilogram in this direction will be v sin theta. Right? Same mass, but I have decomposed this velocity, so I have taken the same mass, I have drawn the horizontal velocity separately and the vertical velocity separately. So we don't know actually whether the v cos theta is in this direction or in the other direction, or v sin theta is in this direction or in the other direction. So we have to find out whether the angle of theta and v. So we can now, since the total external force on this system is 0, we can put conservation of linear momentum. When we are putting conservation of linear momentum, we can put the conservation of linear momentum only around one direction. So what we can do is we can put the conservation of linear momentum in one direction first, that is in the horizontal direction, and the conservation of linear momentum in the vertical direction, and we can have two equations and we can find v and theta. So that's simple. So conservation of linear momentum in the horizontal direction, so you can say pi equals pf, the popular equation, pi equals pf in this direction, right? Pi equals pf, right? So the initial initial horizontal momentum is only due to the velocity of 2 kilograms, which is 8 meters per second, and the momentum will be 2 times 8, 16 kilograms per meters per second. So that will be in this direction. 16 in this direction is equal to the final momentum will only be due to this velocity v cos theta, and we have the mass here 7 kilograms. So the final momentum will be 7 times v cos theta, 7 v cos theta. 7 v cos theta. Now, we can't say we have got the equation that 16 equals 7 v cos theta. Now we can say that the direction of 7 v cos theta is in this direction, and we have taken the positive direction, v is positive, and theta is in this direction. So we'll general take 7 v cos theta is still in this direction. So if 7 v cos theta is in this direction, we can equalize these two regardless of the sign. 16 equals 7 v cos theta. So v cos theta is equal to 16 by 7. So we don't know the value of theta, v cos theta equals 16 by 7. We don't know the value of theta and we don't know the value of v, so we can find directly. So the only other thing we can find is that we can put the conservation of linear momentum in the vertical direction. So I'll put that there. So pi equals pf in this direction, right? Pi equals pf in the vertical direction. So the only vertical momentum on this, only initial vertical momentum on this object is due to the velocity of 10 kilograms on the 5 kilogram mass. So the initial momentum will be 5 times 10, 50 kilograms meters per second in this direction. So I am taking this direction as positive, so I am putting pi equals pf in this direction. So the velocity of the object is also in this direction, so it will be positive. So this is 50 equals, the final momentum is only due to the velocity of 7 kilograms in this direction. We have taken as v sin theta, and it is we have taken as this direction. So we are also putting pi equals pf in this direction, so that is positive as well. So this is 7 v sin theta, right, in this direction, right? So we have taken both as positive, so we can equalize regardless of the sign. So 50 equals 7 v sin theta. So v sin theta equals 50 by 7. Now v sin theta equals 50 by 7. Now you know v cos theta equals 16 by 7 and v sin theta equals 50 by 7. Now we have to find v and theta. So there are two methods to find v and theta. So to find theta, the best thing is to divide v sin theta by v cos theta and then find tan theta and take the arc tan over the tan inverse and find theta. So to find v, there are two methods. That is either to find theta and then find cos theta or sin theta and then find v. So that may be sometimes dangerous, because if you have some, if your value of theta is inaccurate, so the value of v will also be inaccurate. So the best thing to do to find v is that you can square the equation number 1 and you can square the equation number 2 and add up those two. So when you square the equation number 1, you will have v squared cos squared theta here. V squared cos squared theta equals 16 by 7 whole thing square, and when you square the second equation, you will have v squared sin squared theta is equal to 50 by 7 whole thing square. Now when you add up these two, v squared cos squared theta plus v squared sin squared theta can be written as v squared times sin squared theta plus cos squared theta. sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1 by Pythagorean identities. So we can say that the left side of these two equations, the two additions, will be v square, and the right side will be a whole some number. So we will isolate the value of v square and then take the square root. So that's the best way, because even if the value of theta is inaccurate, we will still have a possibility in which v is accurate. Alright, so first of all I will find theta, so that's the best, easiest thing to find. So I will divide 2 by 1. So 2 by 1. So 2 by 1 v sin theta, when you divide 2 by 1, so 2 is v sin theta, 1 is v cos theta, so v sin theta divided by v cos theta is actual sin theta divided by cos theta, so that is tan theta. Tan theta is equal to right hand side, this is 50 by 7 divided by 16 by 7. So 50 by 7 divided by 16 by 7 is equal to 50 by 16. So 50 by 16 can be simplified to 25 by 8. So we can simplify beyond that. 25 by 8. So this is equal to 1 upon 8. So that is 3.125. So tan theta is equal to 3.125. So theta is equal to arctan or tan inverse 3.125. This is also equal to tan inverse. We can inverse we are given by arctan 3.125. So theta is that. You can find what is tan inverse of arctan 3.125. So 3.125 is a legitimate answer. So theta will be positive. So theta will be positive. So the velocity, the angular velocity will be in this direction. So we have to find v as well. So we, as I said before, I'll square equation 1, square equation 2, and add up those two and isolate v, and then take the square root. So equation 1 square plus equation 2 square. So you will have v squared sin squared theta plus v squared cos squared theta is equal to, right? Is equal to 16 divided by 7 whole thing square plus 50 divided by 7 whole thing square. So you can take v square out of these two. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So the left hand side will simplify to v square. So the right hand side 16, you can take 1 upon 7 square out. 1 upon 7 square out. Right? 1 upon 7 square out. So this is 16 squared plus 50 squared. So 16 squared is 256. 50 squared is 2500. So it will be 2500 plus 256. So that is 2756. I am not pretty sure whether 2756 is a perfect square. So I will take the root like this. So v is equal to plus or minus 1 upon 7 root this one. 2756 root of that divided by 7. Right? Root of 2756 divided by 7. So that is v. So whether v is positive or negative. Alright, so if v is negative, theta should be also negative, because we have measured theta in this direction. We have measured theta from in this direction. From this is the horizontal base. From this onward, we have measured in the counterclockwise direction or anticlockwise direction. So if theta is positive and theta is in this direction, we have to take v is in this direction. So normally we are marking the velocities that are positive and in the direction we want. So we have to take v as positive, because theta is positive, v should be in this direction. So v is positive. So v is equal to actually, v is positive, v is greater than 0. So v is equal to 1 upon 7 root 2756. So sometimes 2756, I am not pretty sure, maybe a simple root. So you can divide it by 7, so we can find v. So theta is equal to tan inverse 3.125 and v is equal to 1 upon 7 times root 2756. Alright, so that's a simple sum in which the velocities are perpendicular to each other. So in the next examples I will do some more concepts on conservation of linear momentum. So thanks for watching this video and see you later.